Day 2. Unfortunately, the weather's changed quite a bit. It's in the mid-40s right now, and this is the warmest we're going to get today. So, the breeze isn't quite helping. But we have an extra set of hands today. Patrick came out. He's getting tools, I think, right now. So, 3 people working today. Should be able to get quite a bit done. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on getting that brake valve together. Sage is out picking up some hardware so we can get it mounted. We need some new bolts for the top. So once he gets back, we'll be able to mount it to the floor. Then around back, I believe Patrick, I know we brought a dipstick for the trans. So once we get that in there, we can get the trans filled up. I drained it yesterday. I think he has a valve cover gasket too. So if that goes on, we get the oil bath air filters dropped and cleaned out. Kind of in a holding pattern on doing much more engine stuff until we get our filters in today. I know Sage wanted to try to clean it, but we didn't want to make a giant muddy mess underneath the motor until we were done working on it. But check coolant again today too, see if it's gone down at all. Nope, we're still full. We had to top it off when we first looked at it on day 1 here. It's a good start to the day. Patrick's going to start cleaning out these oil bath air filters. There's some crap coming out of them. We did dump them out partially yesterday and some big chunks came out, but they'll clean up.
Huh?
He's complaining that she wasn't here yesterday for the 70-degree weather.
Oh, look how easy that was.
That never happens.
Golly, I was expecting a big old fight. I was prepared for it. I was about to start making up cuss words.
Oh. So yeah, the wind has really picked up today and we're starting to get some rain. Just a little light spitting of rain. Still enough just to make it cold. But I'm back to working on this. I've got one line started. I've been going for like 20 minutes today. I hate dealing with old solid copper lines, but we'll get it. It's just gonna take a while.
So it's about 5 minutes later and they already have the tire off and they're about to put the tire back on.
Yeah, I distinctly remember when I used to do these, this sucking a lot more.
Well, I'm wondering why the hell we didn't do this in Belpre.
Because the tire shop was like 10 minutes away,
Yeah,
and we had a
super
truck.
close, but
Oh, it doesn't have the exposed linkage?
Right.
Those are nice, so you can start them with a screwdriver easily. Alright, so we got the new valve cover gasket on, we got the top end cleaned up and oiled up. The inserts for the air filters have all been cleaned and put in. Working on getting the bottoms done on these oil baths. Oh, I could probably hop underneath and drain that transmission. We put a little bit of oil in just to flush it out. Coming along. So we still got a sticky throttle, so we're gonna pull it off and make sure that it's the linkage through the bus and not in the governor of the motor.
Oh, it's not the governor.
So it's definitely.
Oh man, what did they got?
Yeah.
Did y'all do that or did
No,
they do that?
they did. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
That seems to be moving pretty free.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play with the pedal.
Okay. The pedal was completely stuck when I got here, and I had to start oiling it. But at least we know that it's not.
No, it's not
there.
That's real good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah. So that was the clean magnet that I put back in yesterday. We put a little bit of fluid in there just to flush it out today. That thing was probably at least a third of the way back full today just by dumping a gallon or so of fluid in there. Well, polish. We're getting all the metal out of it. There we go. Now it's looking like it did yesterday. Somebody really grinds the gears on this thing.
Maybe we shouldn't put it back in. That way it'll stay clean.
I don't think it's going to make it 1,100 miles with no trans fluid. Well, Patrick just put the drain plug back in, then immediately handed it back to me. So there's still more metal paste in there. Well, we'll clean it off and put it in again and see if we can get more out. All right, third time this has been cleaned. See what you find. Maybe give it a twist or so.
It's like Christmas morning, nothing there.
Ha! We're good. Sweet. I halfway thought when you said Christmas morning, you're going to pull it out and it was going to be full again.
Well, it depends on who's Christmas morning.
Yeah, mine are Sage's.
Yeah.
Well, that was almost a Hey Lance moment. Just finished getting the trans filled up. That's one more project off the list. We think we've got our throttle situation figured out. It's returning back here like it should. We're up against the stop there. We thought we weren't getting full actuation of the pedal. We adjusted out here a little bit. We actually were getting full actuation at the governor. It just wasn't adjusted for the pedal. So we got the adjustment fixed quite a bit on it. We were getting full throttle. Now we're getting almost full, as close as we can get it. All right, well, we just hooked up power to the bus and we did our walk around to make sure nothing's letting the smoke out.
You want me to start it?
Yeah, go ahead and hit that start button. This is going to be fun. Oh well, at least nothing's letting the smoke out and we have power. Okay, that's good. So we found it.
Yep, it's going up.
That was luck.
Yeah. No.
Skill?
Yeah.
That was skill. We just bent that line to get it to fit up in there because whoever took this line out bent it. This was done before we got here. But we literally bent it. I put my hand in there and just gave it a couple twists thinking I was just going to be working that collar up. And I thought it started. But I was afraid to think that because as soon as you think that, you get a half turn and the fitting pops off. But we got to tighten it there. And on this end, and that should be it for this brake valve install.
Then we can air up the line.
Yeah, and see how the bus does with air in it. We're still waiting on our filter, so we can't run it yet. But once the filters get here, about the only thing else we have left to do, I think, is figure out wiring and check the fluid in the diff. Right?
That sounds right.
As long as the air system checks out. We've got turn signals. We don't have headlights, though, so, you know, we'll figure that out. Okay, just gonna flip it over there.
1, 2, 3.
All right. We're just testing the parking brake out. It released!
Okay.
Making sure that it's gonna work on us.
It doesn't pull itself down.
You gotta push it down?
Yeah.
All right, it's still... Sage is just throwing shit at us.
At least I know I'm appreciated.
We've got the compressor running. And trying to get air added into it here. Seeing if we can get its build pressure and leak after fitting down here. So that is Patrick's mask after we finished cleaning. And that is Sage's. There is a huge difference. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me very well over the wind. This is what the weather's turned into today. But we're about out of things to do today. We're still waiting on UPS to get here with our oil filter and fuel filter. We've tested the wiring. Most of it works. We need to figure out some lights, but the owner just got here, so we're going to have to ask him how some of it works. New tires are on. Hubs are good. As far as we know, brakes are good. We got to put air to the system. We're going to try to run it to do that. Other than that, we ran out of diff fluid. We need to go grab another quart or two to finish filling the rear diff up. Trans is full. Get the oil changed, and this thing's about ready to try to start up. As soon as I get there with those filters, we're probably only 20 minutes away from being able to get this thing to make some noise. So I think we're going to start picking up and cleaning up and hope that they get here before we leave for the day. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow morning. So we decided to go ahead and drain the oil today before we leave. That's at least one more thing we can knock off our list. Well, we got the oil filter in, new fuel filters in, we primed up with diesel. We just finished putting some oil in it. They're working on getting the batteries hooked back up so that we can try to start this thing. So this was supposed to be overnight shipping on that filter and this one, and they forgot about us. Called UPS, they had no idea where our package was. Luckily, the person who we're buying this from, is local from around here, he called somebody who he knew had the UPS guy's phone number. They tracked him down where he was in town. He didn't even know this was supposed to be delivered today. Didn't know it was on his truck. So we met up with him, got the package picked up, and we might be starting this thing in a minute here, at least cranking on it. Alright, so the batteries are hooked up, fluids are in. We're going to try to crank it, see what it does. Alright, well, hang on a second. That's the emergency shutdown!
Hang on, let me do it.
Apparently the starter button's not the starter button. Yeah! See if we can find a starter this time. Alright, we're gonna have to figure this out real quick. Jumped. Alright, we've been trying to start it. So far we've triggered the emergency shutdown, we've triggered the fuel shutdown. We still haven't found the starter yet.
That sounds like it started.
It's starting to turn over. Go check that battery. Make sure it's got a good connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's on there. It's not smoking or anything.
Alright.
That was a little better. Wait, did that turn it?
Yeah, the first time it did.
Okay, let's try it again. Just not enough power.
Yeah, go look and see what the battery charger's doing. We've only got one battery hooked up right now. Yeah, it's starting to.
Oh, okay. See from up there?
Yeah.
All I hear is bump, bump.
It's maybe got a quarter revolution out of it so far.
Yeah. I'm thinking we need to charge that battery.
Yeah, I think we should probably charge the batteries and hook both of them up tomorrow morning. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. We've got the batteries on the charger. We'll try back at it in the morning. We're losing sunlight. It's cold. We're just going to let those things charge and we'll get at it tomorrow.